Hello again, everybody. Lance Russell and Dave Brown, and we are right along ringside where you're going to be seeing some great action today. Hi, Davey.
I tell you what, this Southern Tag Team title match coming up a little bit later sounds exciting. Fire and Flame are going to be here defending the belts against Mystery Partners, as Eddie Marlin told us a week or so ago.
There was a stipulation that was put in on their returning to television.
That's right. They won't know who their opponents are until they step into the ring, so we'll find out then, too. Also, we've got Spike, half of the Mod Squad, will be here today. Sato and Goto will be here along with J.T. Southern. Looks like a biggie coming up.
Again, we've got an 8-man tag match that'll be coming up as our expiration of time. All of that, if we have time for it all, we'll take time out right now and get ready to get back in the ring in just a moment. We're going to be in the ring and ready to go with our opening bow with Sato and Goto in just one moment. But right now, I want to take time to talk to some gentlemen that have got a big week in front of them. I'll tell you what. The Mid-America Heavyweight title was declared vacated because of lack of defense in there, and there will be a tournament held in order to establish who is going to be the new Mid-America title holder. And some of the guys that will be participating in the tournament standing right here with us. First, Tracy Smothers. Big night coming up when the tournament action starts, Tracy.
Oh, yeah, Lance. You know, this is a tremendous opportunity for me. And I realize that I may never have a chance to wrestle for a title belt again. And doggone it, I'm going to be ready. I tell you, I have paid my dues. I've been in this sport now for 2 years. And in that time, you know, I realize in that time I've been from New Orleans to New York City. And I've been knocked around by the best. And I've took my lumps, I've took my bumps, and I found I'd rather give than receive.
Okay, well, good luck to you in there, Tracy. It's a tough field.
I feel like that this is my time. I don't want to sound overconfident, but I realize that for the people to have confidence in me, I must have confidence in myself. Right. And I realize, you know, that right now they may not bet a quarter on me, but doggone it, I am ready.
That's what it takes. It takes that confidence. Paul, I would say that of the names, and we'll be getting to it, certainly you got to be one of the pre-tournament favorites because of the experience and your great Canadian background.
Well, I appreciate that, Lance. You know my background, and I spoke about that before. You know, I was, about 5 years ago, down at the bottom of the barrel. Yep. Lost it all. I set out to prove something, to prove to myself and to the people that I can come back. I feel I'm about halfway up the ladder right now. And I know all these guys out here want that belt, but nobody wants it as bad as me, because I want to get to that top rung. Get that championship would mean everything to me. It would mean the world. I've made my comeback that I set out to do some time ago.
It's going to be interesting to see you in there. I'm looking forward to it. And another guy, JT, you're relatively new in the area, and to be thrown in the middle with the opportunity to win the Mid-America title has got to be something.
Yeah, it's going to be a real challenge. You know, all these guys have a lot more experience than me, and they're all really respected by me, which means a lot. But I'm just going to get out there. I'm going to try my hardest, and I think, you know, with a little luck and a couple good moves, I might be wearing that belt next week.
You hit on a good point. In a tournament like this, it's established in one night. It does take a little luck. I don't care who you are, how much experience you got. It does take a little luck. David, we're glad to have you in this tournament too, partner, because I was thinking when Tracy was talking, you're another one that's kind of paid your dues, and son of a gun, you every week Dave and I've talked that you've just gotten better. So here's a big opportunity.
Yeah, it sure is, Lance. I've been around about 2 years too, just like Tracy, and you know, it's a tough road up this ladder, and this one night can make or break it, and I hope this will be my night. I'll be ready for it, Lance.
Okay. Hey, listen, I want to just say one thing, and this is only to, I don't know whether you thought about it, that when the tournament comes down to it, you know, it could end up with Paul Diamond against David Haskins in the finals, or Tracy Smothers against J.T. Southern. That could happen.
Got that right. I tell you what, if it does come down, I'm sure it'll be one heck of a match.
Well, that's what it's all about. Somebody's going to have to win it, somebody's going to have to lose, and all of you are out there to win. Okay, guys, good luck to you, and we'll be looking forward to seeing that tournament if we get the opportunity to be there. Mid-America title aspirants, let's go now to the ring, and we're about ready for action.
All right, we've got tag team action coming up right here in the ring right now. Mike Murphy and David Haskins, and here come their opponents, followed by manager Tojo Yamamoto with a kendo stick. The team of Akio Sato and Tarzan Goto, as they step in the ring, the belts they now hand out of the ring to Tojo Yamamoto. This, by the way, is a non-title match. They hand the warm-out jackets out to the corner. Referee Jerry Calhoun about set to get it going. 15 minutes will be the time limit of this one. And it is going to be David Haskins starting against Akio Sato. Sato found himself on the mat. Look at Haskins. Put him down to the mat again. Bar the left arm. Sato and Goto. Rugged tag team bunch. Ooh. Good move by Haskins as he kicked Sato back. Nice move by David to bar the left arm. Sato over to the corner quickly, made the tag. Tarzan Goto coming in. Goto, the heavier of the two Japanese, but not by much. Both of them weigh just about the same. Nice press by Haskins. Count is one. That's all he can get. One count. Haskins backed over close to the corner. He makes the tag. Here comes Mike Murphy. Murphy and Haskins both wrestle out of Memphis. Sato and Goto wrestle out of Tokyo, Japan. Murphy. Look out, in trouble. Into the boot of Akio Sato in the corner. Japanese team makes the tag, and Sato is in there now. There's a right fist. Referee Jerry Calhoun was right there and saw it and warns him about it. Now the chop across the back of the neck. Mike Murphy in trouble on the mat. A minute and a half gone.
We made the observation earlier, Dave, that in this team of Sato and Goto, Sato is definitely the finisher. Boy, he has got a brutal nature about him, and Goto, while he is rough and rugged and can deal out a lot of punishment, Sato is the guy who is the real finisher in the pair.
Up in the air, Mike Murphy body slammed, and the tag made on Akio Sato. Let's see what he does here as they've got Murphy in trouble.
Speaking of finishing it, he may just finish him off right here.
Put that boot to the midsection. There's a cover. Is this it? Counts at 2. No, Murphy slipped out of it at the 2 count. Murphy reaching for the corner, and a tag on partner David Haskins. So far he doesn't. Yeah, he did get it there as he went by. His head went into the turnbuckle. But here's Haskins. Haskins caught with a jab in the throat by Sato. Sato makes the tag, and Tarzan Goto will be coming back. Haskins, nice move, took him down. Boy, Haskins looked good as he started the match. He's backed into a corner now. Goto with a knee to the midsection, followed by a chop and a whip across the ring into the turnbuckle. Haskins caught him with the boots and kicked him back.
David, a good solid side mare takes Goto over, and now he's back to the corner, and while there, he tags Mike Murphy. Murphy back in. Murphy got out of a pin a little earlier that thought that was going to be it, but Mike saved it just in the last second. Look at that Goto. Drops him with a backbreaker, spears him with a head, and tears tags Sato. And Akio Sato coming in. Drop kick. Murphy going after Sato. Whips him across the ring. Oh, boy.
Murphy just went in there too quickly. Counts at 1, 2. He picks him up. Wouldn't go for the 3 count. Murphy made a big mistake, and it's what a young wrestler will do many times. He thought he had things going his way, and he went into the corner too quickly. Sato caught him and turned it around. Sato drives him into the turnbuckle.
He did that.
He didn't even try for the cover. He just went to the corner and tagged Tarzan Goto. Goto dropping down.
Big bear hug, and Haskins coming in. The referee runs him out. Sato, well, that side kick, that super kick, and boy, he slapped him down. That's going to be it. What a beauty.
It's over. 4 minutes, 26 seconds of time on it. And it was Sato who came in for the finish there as he got that super side kick. And that front, wrapped it up for Murphy. Looked like he caught him half on the chin and half in the throat with that boot, and that was it. As Sato, Goto, and Tojo Yamamoto take it in 4 minutes, 26 seconds.
International champ with not a whole lot of trouble. And we're going to take time out. We'll be back in just a moment. Super Wednesday night coming up at the Evansville Coliseum, brother. We've got 9 matches, and listen to this, no increase in price. Regular prices prevail. 9 matches, including a one-night Mid-America Heavyweight Championship match, a Southern title match, and a 6-man tag match you are going to love. That's all the action. We'll tell you a little bit more about them specifically in just a moment. Right now, coming in, involved in the 6-man tag match, Jeff Jarrett, Pat Tanaka, and the Giant Hillbilly, with Jarrett at ringside, going against Sato, Goto, and Kabuki with Yamamoto at ringside.
Mr. Lance Russell, I tell you what, why they bring these big fat hillbilly, these septic tank now? Why? What happened to them? But now, you know what, Mr. Lance Russell, they all the time try to trick me, but now I bring a #1, the greatest Kabuki song from the Far East.
Kabuki will be there as the 3rd man on that side of the ring.
But I tell you what, the same thing, you, Jarrett, you manager, don't forget, I'm going to take off your 2 eye.
Yeah, you hear it from Yamamoto. You'll see that 6-man tag match in there. Now, let's take time out and listen to pretty boy Larry Sharpe as he talks about Bam Bigelow.
Grab your manager, Kenny D, and pay attention, because pretty boy Larry Sharpe has got something to show you. The man that's going to take your cookies and rip them up and shove them down your throat and let you find out how them cookies taste, brother, because we like to take guys like you, drag them out on the street, step on them, and run over them. Get you ready for your next job, brother, digging ditches, because you're out of wrestling when Bam Bigelow, the beast from the East, is on you.
Well, there you have it, just 2 of the great matches that'll be coming up Wednesday night right there in Evansville. Remember, 9 matches in all with a one-night Mid-America Championship tournament coming up, the Southern Heavyweight Championship, and the 6-man match, all Wednesday night in Evansville. Particularly with the ladies since JD came in here, and he is getting more experience all the time. We'll see him in action. Dave?
Going in this 1-fall match here against Keith Eric. JT ready to step through the ropes and into the ring, and referee Jerry Calhoun's right there saying, all right, let's get this one underway. 10 minutes the overall time limit. Bell sounds, and JT Southern going against Keith Eric. JT out of Fort Lauderdale. Keith Eric wrestling out of Memphis, Tennessee.
I think one time I said that JT was out of Tampa, and JT says, it's Fort Lauderdale. Look, let me show you my driver's license.
A couple 100 miles farther south, huh?
JT right into action with Keith Eric. Wheels him across the ring. Big power slam. He's had a lot of success with it. He got it.
Well, I tell you what, every time we see JT Southern here, he is able to take the match quickly. This one he takes in 31 seconds. 31 seconds of action and a victory for JT Southern.
Quite a super win again for JT, and he's timing that power slam just right. He fired Keith Eric right into the rope, took him right off of it, and power slammed him down, stunning him enough to get to 1, 2, 3.
You know what?
Well, here's JD, not to be confused with JT.
Oh, don't you dare confuse us two. Today is my lucky day. I'm feeling like I'm on top of the world. In fact, I brought my most favorite tie, and I'm going to give it to you right now, Lance Russell. Let me tell you one thing. I'm real happy because the Mid-America title match is coming up, and let me talk about that for a second. I'm real happy because Spike and Basher and Mr. Universe are all going to be in that tournament. And let me tell you one thing to all you geeks out there. Not only are we going to win the Mid-America tournament, after that, we're going on to win the international title, Lance Russell. We're going to take down the Southern Heavyweight Championship belt, and we're going to regain the Southern Tag Team Championship belts. And to all of our competition, let me tell you one thing. Make sure you have your insurance paid up, your life insurance. Make sure it's paid up. And go ahead and get an ambulance to wait outside the arenas, because I want the cameraman to get a good close look at this right here. This is the Mod Squad's license to hurt. It doesn't say anything about wrestling. It's a license to hurt, maim, cripple, because that's what we do best to our opponents. Now let me talk to you just for a second about JD's triple threat challenge that happened last week, Lance Russell. Did I not tell you that my 3 men would be victorious?
Go ahead and rub it in.
Of course I did. What infuriates me, though, is those 3 little sissies, might I say, including JT Southern. He's getting up underneath my skin, coming out after the match was over with, and grabbing my $5,000. And you know how much money they threw out? They threw out $3,569 of my money to all of the fans.
They didn't have
let me tell you one thing. To all of the fans, to all of the rednecks, instead of going out and buying chewing tobacco, go out and buy some shoes and socks. And to all the minorities, you know who I'm talking about. All the guys from Ethiopia, the boys and girls that seem to be represented well around here. Instead of going out and buying watermelon and fried chicken, buy some shoes and shirts and look right. Now, I take that back. I take that back. This coming week, bring all the money back to me that you stole from me, and give me that tie back. I'm taking it.
You would take it back. Tell you what, it'd be a marvelous time to have you leave, and that's Mr. Universe. He'll be involved in that Mid-America title coming up, along with the Mod Squad. Okay, let's go to the ring. We got another action match before we take a break.
All right, Mr. Universe will be stepping up into the ring right now. He's there already. J.D. Costello is manager at ringside, and across the ring from Mr. Universe, it's Jamison. Jamison may have a record against the toughest wrestlers of anybody around here. Doesn't have a very good one-loss sheet against him, but boy, he has gone against some toughies. This Mr. Universe in at 285 pounds. We've seen him before, and he is impressive. Got to give him that.
Boy, he is certainly big and strong.
Unmistakable, one of the best bodies in professional wrestling today. Mr. Universe is going to see a lot of wins around this area, as he's going to see right now on television. Everybody can see it.
Well, we're looking at it, and that's exactly what we're here for. He obviously is off to a fast start against Jamison. Oh, man. Picked him up and just dumped him right straight down. He hit hard on his shoulder and on his hip. Jamison slammed into the top turnbuckle.
Boy, Jamison hasn't had a chance so far in this match, and Mr. Universe looks like he's intent on not giving him a chance.
Yep. We've still got that big Southern Tag title against Mystery Partners. Fire and Flame defending against Mystery Partners. That'll be coming up, as a matter of fact, in just a few minutes, as Mr. Universe takes Jamison up in the air, slams him down in the center of the ring. And we've got also, if we have the time for it, an 8-man tag match scheduled. Jamison being bounced around hard. There's a cover by Mr. Universe. He's got him. No, he
Nope,
didn't.
2
By
count.
golly, he kicked out. Really surprised me. Jamison trying to battle his way back. He's got a long uphill battle, I can tell you that. As Mr. Universe slams him hard, puts him down.
Jamison gave it a good effort, but boy, was he hammered back to that mat quickly. Look at that.
That is a self-proclaimed Mr. Universe, too.
That's true.
He's big, got a lot of muscle, but he's not the real honest-to-goodness, having just won last year, the Mr. Universe title, and that's going to be it. That big bear hug squeezes him right to it.
You can't get him to break it. Referee trying to get him to break it, telling J.D. Costello, come on, get him to break it. Finally, he does. 2 minutes, 10 seconds the time.
Drops Jim Jamison down. 2:10, Mr. Universe the winner. We're going to take time out. We'll be back with more action coming up in just a moment. Let me give you a couple of towns I want you to put down, you folks within the listening area. Thursday, August the 21st, Cadiz, Kentucky, at the Trigg County High School sponsor Athletic Boosters Club. The tickets are on sale at the high school, Trigg County High School. Saturday, August the 25th, Springfield, Tennessee, going to be at the center. One of the things will be a 10-man elimination bout. That's on Saturday, August the 25th, Springfield, Tennessee. Let's take a look at the entire card coming up for Wednesday night. Coliseum, Evansville, Indiana. Boy, this is a dandy. One-night tournament to determine a new Mid-America champion. 7 bouts in all. They will all take place when the night's over. You will have a Mid-America champion featuring Paul Diamond, J.T. Southern, Tracy Smothers, David Haskins, Basher, Spike, Mr. Universe, and Ron Sexton. A Southern title with Bam Bigelow defending against the Big Killer. And the 6-man tag match with Jeff Jarrett, Pat Tanaka, and the Giant Hillbilly with Jerry Jarrett against Sato, Goto, and Kabuki with Tojo at ringside Wednesday night. Okay, got our next match scheduled up, and let's have the introductions, Davey.
All right, this is going to be David Baker. We've had a look at him once before. He's out of Huntsville, Alabama, weighing in at 202 pounds, and he's going against Spike of the Mod Squad. Spike weighs in at 251. J.D. Costello, his manager, right there, dropping down from ringside. And here we go with a 1-fall, 10-minute time limit match. Got to say, Spike is a heavy favorite going in. He's got a big size advantage over David Baker, but Baker, very fast young wrestler.
Already, Baker can't show his speed when that elbow's growing out of his back, and that's what happened then with Spike.
I got my main man Spike out there. Indestructible, unstoppable, and irreversible, Lance. Look at this.
I'm watching. Spike drops down with a leg across Baker. He's got him covered, but he didn't want to pin him right at that moment. If he could have, don't know that he could have, because a lot of wrestlers hold it until that 2 count, getting a little rest after they've been banged around.
The ring, Lance.
Yeah, he fell out. Spike threw him right through the ropes, and out on the studio floor, David Baker being stomped out here on the floor.
All right.
Thrown back in the ring. Good night. He threw him right over the bottom rope as Spike with David Baker hoisted up in the air, dropped down on the top rope. And he is absolutely brutalizing one David Baker as Spike hits him with a reverse face lock. That's a relief after what he's been going through, you know.
Well, I tell you, Baker hasn't been able to mount an offense at all here. Spike is huge, weighing in at 251, and he has just kept him tied up. The Mod Squad, of course, they've got tremendous wrestling ability. As we've said before about them and other wrestlers, it's their attitude that's a problem.
Yeah, that may originate from the guy who is right here by me.
Lance, I'm just wondering why this guy didn't try and commit suicide this morning before getting in the ring with Spike. He made a very deadly mistake.
Well, Spike has certainly kicked him around, but no question. He could have pinned him, but he didn't.
You aren't looking too good this morning either. Did you not take your Jarrett off?
No, I'll have to catch up on it later, I guess, J.D. Ho, ho. Spike with that reverse face lock. He's crunching him. David Baker down as For Baker, the tempo of the match has slowed down considerably because he was pillar to post to studio floor and slammed again. Center of the ring.
He tripped and fell down, Lance.
Sure. Caught him with that flying clothesline. Spike just holding him down. He may decide to get the pin. He does.
Yeah, you heard JD maybe yell, go ahead and pin him, and Spike said, okay. He held him there. 2 minutes, 50 seconds the time on it. And as we said going in, Spike of the Mod Squad, a heavy favorite, and he does take the match. 2 minutes, 50 seconds the time. Good effort by David Baker, but just not quite enough to defeat this rugged Mod Squad member. Look out. Spike throwing him out of the ring, back down on the floor. That's the second time today he's done that. Now maybe finally JD will get him out of here after he has already won the match.
Yes, he won it very easily with very little opposition from his opponent, David Baker. And we've got action coming up here that's going to involve Southern Tag Titles. Here's promoter Eddie Marlin.
Well, Lance, I just want to get out here. I want you to call Fire and Flame out here for me, please, sir.
Okay, we'll see if we can get the word throughout the studio. Fire and Flame. Here come the AWA Southern Tag Champions. There they are.
Lance, I just want to make sure this team had the belts with them. They were dressed to wrestle, because this is going to be a Southern Tag Team title match.
Well, do say, I'm glad you can see, Eddie Marlin. As you see, we're still Southern champions, just like I told you last week we would be. And you bring any geek, freak, or midget, you put him in that ring right now, and me and partner will take care of him, brother.
It's no different.
I've got a few choice words I'd love to say to you, but since this is TV and a family show, I'll hold that in reserve, Eddie Marlin.
I think it'd be best, and I've got a good team for you. And I want to remind you one thing. If you lose those belts in that ring today, when you come out, you can just keep on going.
You'd love
We're going to have the belts.
Well, you understand the stipulations of it, and we'll see them Fire and Flame in defense of those
Lance
Southern.
Russell, we hear good, we see good, and we talk excellent. We understand everything. Do the people understand what this is right here?
They understand.
We're still here, aren't we, brother?
Yeah,
and
you're
we're going to be here when the throwdown ends, too.
Well, we'll find it out. That's why we're going to have the match. We'll have them. We're going to take time out. We'll be back in just one moment. Well, we're ready for it. The AWA Southern Tag Belts, and look at here! The mystery team, LeDuc and Bill Hickerson, and right off the bat, hammer and tong, they go at Fire and Flame.
Do not do this. This is a hold-up, brother. These people are ringers. This is not a law.
You were looking for opponents. Eddie Marlin comes out, grabs the belt.
And if you don't get it in finished and beat them, the belts will go to them, and y'all can hit the road.
This is a cheap trick of yours, brother. That's a cheap shot.
You're looking for opponents. You got them. You got some good ones, Eddie. I'll tell you that.
That town has to be Eddie Marlin. But your day's coming, brother.
Give these belts to the one of the match.
Okay. Belts at stake. You got that right. So Eddie Marlin has come in with a dandy of a challenging team in our first Southern Tag title match by Fire and Flame. For those of you who may not remember all the stipulations, following an event in the studio that was very distasteful by Fire and Flame, Eddie Marlin banned him from television. And later, since they were the Southern Tag Champions, made the stipulation that they could return to TV only if they defended their titles every time they were here and with opponents of his choosing. Whoa! Flame goes down as Bill Hickerson put him way in the air. Fire comes in and kicks him in the back to break it up.
Hickerson and LeDuc, boy, what opponents, what challengers for the belts here. Fire and Flame had no idea idea who their opponents were. There's a cover by Hickerson.
Bill's had 2 good shots at Flame. Fire has been in there to break it up each time. You know, you would never believe that you could find a couple of opponents as big as Fire and Flame, and while they may not be to the pound quite as big as Fire and Flame, they're big enough till the real thing comes along.
They are, in fact. Big Joe LeDuc in at about 286. Hickerson, I don't know what he's weighing these days, but it's got to be, well, I know it's over 260, but maybe even more than that. Hickerson and LeDuc. Boy, a couple of rugged ones, too. Not only are they big, they can wrestle, and they can get a little bit tough if they have to.
Been down the road a few times, and they know how to come back, brother, I'll tell you. Joe LeDuc twisting the head.
Boy, LeDuc is fired up for this match today. He's been kind of halfway barking like a dog during most of it. Just intense, wanting to get his hands on Fire and Flame. He steps out after the tag, and there's Big Phil Hickerson in that powerful, powerful right hand.
Phil, who has never been confused with a Mr. America physique, is one of these guys who, he's just rough. He is tough. But that son of a gun can wrestle and can really move for a guy his size. Both LeDuc and Hickerson are that way.
Both of them, you're right, surprisingly agile for big men. And also, Hickerson has made no bones about it. He's not much for training. He's not one of these guys that works out at the gym every day.
His training's a little different. Certainly that. Reverse face lock in there as Fire is down, and Hickerson. And as we would expect it, as was expected, LeDuc and Hickerson, more than an even match thus far for Fire and Flame.
Fire in from behind, hammered Hickerson. They make the tag. One of them holding Hickerson up. Look out, the other one jabbing him. He got something in his hand.
Yeah, he does.
He tried to pass it out of the ring. Now he does. Hands it behind his back.
Referee is on the other side. He couldn't see it, but it was very visible to our vantage point here. We could see him pass it out, and now Fire has got it up in his outer tights. Bam! The big elbow catches Phil right straight in the mouth. Fire in, and whatever it is, it's a stick or something like that.
Looks like some kind of stick, maybe wrapped with tape, and he was gouging Hickerson's eye with it.
Yep. While the referee backs him out of there, he tosses it over to Flame, who uses it again on Hickerson.
Flame using it to jab again. Jabbed him in the throat with it that time. He passes it out of the ring.
Bill had it going earlier, but since they introduced that little item that they've got in their hand, they've kind of turned it around on Hickerson. And let me tell you this, if he could get a hold of it, he'd know how to use it too.
Count to 2, Joe LeDuc in to help out. LeDuc steps back outside. Flame stays in there. Fire back out on the apron. Yeah, you could see right there in his right hand, he has something there. Don't know what it is. Tell you what it almost looks like. It's passing it around again. It looks like a large eye bolt that has been cut to whatever length it is there, and then wrapped with some sort of tape or some other type of wrapping. And they are just really using it. They're just passing it back and forth. He dropped it. He dropped it, and Hickerson picked it up. Phil Hickerson has it, whatever it is. He's got it in his right hand.
I I didn't think it would be any stranger to Phil. He knows how to use it, and he's using it right now. In one corner, Joe LeDuc going after Fire. Phil Hickerson going after Flame in the other corner. Looks like they're ripping away at the mask. That's it. He's torn the mask loose. Bang! And Phil Hickerson has the mask ripped loose. And Flame is going down, and now LeDuc tears him. He's got it almost off, pulled down at least. And Flame gets rattled by Hickerson with that object, while Fire on the other side of the ring being pounded by LeDuc.
Yeah, they're really going at it. Both of them have been cut. One by Hickerson and one by LeDuc as they were pounding on him.
Phil's been spreading the misery around, hammering with that bolt or whatever. And now, hey, Jarrett, look it over there. He's giving it up.
He hits the referee. That's going to cost him money.
He was giving it up, Dave, on a submission with that abdominal stretch.
The referee says ring the bell. He's just disqualified Fire and Flame. But I tell you what that does, what those son of a guns have done, they have gotten themselves disqualified, which means they're going to keep the belts. They were in trouble, and as you say, he was giving it up. Hickerson had the abdominal stretch and a good one on him. Look out. Hickerson over the table after him here. Here comes LeDuc with the other one.
Fire and Flame getting some of their own medicine as Phil Hickerson and Joe LeDuc, who win it by disqualification, are not content for that. They're ripping and pounding Fire and Flame.
LeDuc with the chair. Oh, hits both of them in the top of the head with it. Fire and Flame really getting a beating here by Hickerson and LeDuc. There's a chair again.
Fire and Flame down on the floor as Hickerson and LeDuc.
Hickerson still has that object, whatever it is that Fire and Flame were using on him in here. He's got it in his hand, and he is using it liberally here. LeDuc just using a fist.
Disqualification. Exactly as Dave said, the belts will stay with Fire and Flame, which saves them from being shipped out of town. We were kind of hoping that was going to be the end of that. But the disqualification did exactly what they intended for it to do. It saved the belts for Fire and Flame, and I'm a son of a gun if Fire was not submitting on that abdominal stretch. Phil Hickerson had him bent good after having softened him up a good bit. And he was giving up, but the referee was over here with LeDuc and Flame where Flame was being choked. And by the time he got over there, wham, they ripped him disqualification, and that's it. So, disqualification win for Phil Hickerson and Joe LeDuc. We've got more championship wrestling. Be back to it in a moment. Okay, some final words I want to bring to you about the action coming up at the Coliseum Wednesday night. I'm talking about 9 outstanding bouts with no increase in price, a one-night tournament to fill the Mid-America title, a Southern Tag Team title, and a 6-man tag match that's going to be dynamite. This is going to have Akio, Sato, Tarzan, Goto, and the Great Kabuki going against Jeff Jarrett, Pat Tanaka, with Jerry Jarrett in the corner. Tojo's brought in this Great Kabuki, Jeff.
That's right, Lance, and I don't really care. He can bring in whoever he wants. We've proven to the people we can take care of the Japs, and now we got the hillbilly. He can take care of Kabuki. Tojo, we're coming for you, brother.
Brother, don't you think they're not. They're going to be after him. You better believe that. And then we're looking for the AWA Southern Heavyweight Championship match, and Kenny D is going to be having the killer in here with a tough task of going against Bam Bam Bigelow, Kenny.
Yeah, Larry Sharpe, he brought Bam Bam Bigelow in this air, started kicking tails, running people roughshod. We come to clean the territory up. I got the man right here that can do it. Take a look, Bam Bam Bigelow. Get ready, baby. This is what you got in store coming to you, because I've been having him in Louisiana in deep training for about 9 months, and we on our way to Evansville, and when we get there, you're going down, Bam Bam. You're going down, baby.
It's going to be interesting to see a Southern Heavyweight title match. You know it's going to take somebody big, strong, and mean in order to go against Bam Bam Bigelow.
That's exactly what this is. 6'2", 275, the Tower of Power, the King of Pain, right here, baby. Right
Wednesday
here. That's
night.
what's coming to Evansville.
You better believe the Coliseum will be rocking with it when we're talking about 9 outstanding matches, no increase in price. Bam Bam Bigelow goes against this mountain of muscle called the Killer with Kenny D at ringside. We want to be sure that you're out there to see not only that, but also the one-night tournament to fill the Mid-America title, and you're going to be seeing that big tag match that'll have the great kabuki, Sato and Goto against Jarrett, Tanaka, and the Giant Hillbilly Wednesday.
8-man tag action. On one side of the ring, we're going to have Juicy Johnny out of Miami, Florida, Rough and Ready, and Sexy Ron Sexton. And on the other side, it'll be Paul Diamond, Tracy Smothers, Jeff Jarrett, and Pat Tanaka. Here.
I don't know what the problem is around here, Lance Russell, Rail. You come out here with snot-nosed little boys. You come out here to Tracy Smothers, David Haskins, people like that, and they're saying, well, I'm going to win the tournament, and I'm going to try to win it and everything for Mom and Dad and All-American. That's bull, Lance Russell. You know it? I am what it's all about. I am the 80s. I am the man of the 80s and of the future. I'm the sexy one. I'm the one that all the men would like to be like, and the women would like to be just sitting aside with nothing else. Now, Lance Russell, you get that Mid-America title polished up, because I'm the one that's going to be taking it home come Monday night. In fact, Haskins and Smothers and who else is in that tournament, I don't even know. I don't even want to hear about it because they don't even equal up to me.
Well,
not one bit whatsoever.
That's the reason we're having a tournament, Ron. We're going to find it out.
Well, we'll find out, and when I wear that title, everybody's really going to find out how sexy I am.
Ron Sexton, who will be in the Mid-America title, as a matter of fact. Dave, who we got here today?
Hear the music? That means the opponents for these guys are on their way in. There's Jeff Jarrett, Pat Tanaka, Paul Diamond, and Tracy Smothers. 8-man tag team match. It's always a ring full. Anytime you got an 8-man, the referee with his work cut out for him, just keeping up with who's supposed to be in there and who's not. And let's see who's going to start. Looks like it's either going to be Sexton or Juicy Johnny. It's going to be Juicy Johnny out of Miami, Florida. And he's starting against Jeff Jarrett. 8-man tag team match. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned or not, but the team of Rough and Ready and Sexton and Juicy Johnny has Ross Winter, the manager, over in their corner. Jeff Jarrett with Johnny down on the mat. Referee, what was he warning about? Hair pulling?
Well, he was complaining. Jarrett went to a top wrist lock, took him down to the floor, and he started complaining about hair pulling. No hair pulling as far as we could see.
Nice clean takedown there. Juicy Johnny back up on his feet.
And once again, Jarrett takes it, rolling arm lock. He took him right over and down with it, cranks it into a hammer position. That is Juicy Johnny, who shoots an elbow over the top of Jarrett. And a hip toss puts him back down on the mat.
Johnny hasn't had much luck in this one so far. Jeff Jarrett pretty well in control. Now, there's some hair pulling, but it's by Johnny. Nice shoulder butt by Jarrett coming off the rope. Jeff with a nice reversal. Hip tosses him, and Johnny back on his feet, only to hit the mat one more time. Jeff Jarrett making the tag. Here's Tracy Smothers up on the middle rope.
Tracy on the exchange goes for the arm. But Johnny shoots a knee to the midsection, breaks it up, and Ron Sexton
Smothers off the rope, shoulder butt. Ron Sexton hit the mat. This time he leaps over. Sexton with a good move. Put him down to the mat. Off the rope. Smothers was gone. Sexton hit hard on his elbow. Boy, some kind of action going in this one so far. Tracy Smothers against Ron Sexton.
Sexton fires Smothers to the rope. Tracy, who is much the larger, well, some the larger, goes underneath. Good drop kick. He zinged him. There's a cover. Juicy Johnny reaches in, grabs the hair, and boy, this action is non-stop, David.
Very, very fast. Here's Paul Diamond, his first appearance in the match.
It won't slow down a whole lot with Diamond because he can flat get it on himself. Physically a big kid. Plenty of speed. The Canadian with a classy move. Comes off the ropes with a flying press one. But Sexton escapes and turns it over to Rupp.
Diamond makes the tag on Pat Tanaka. It's Tanaka against Rupp of Rupp and Ready. Tanaka, well, he'll chop him a couple of times, I guarantee you that.
What a classy martial arts practitioner this Pat Tanaka is. Boy, he just nailed him with a chop. Spun him on that doggone mask. Woo! Fires him into the rope. Takes him down on the mat. 1, 2.
I thought he might have had him there, but he only got the 2 count. Now we got 4 of them in there. Rough and Ready against Tanaka and Jeff Jarrett. Count is 1, 2. He got him. Jeff Jarrett got the count out. And the team of Rough and Ready, Juicy Johnny, Ron Sexton, and Boss Winter over here are going to be the losers of the fall. Jeff Jarrett, Pat Tanaka, Tracy Smothers, and Paul Diamond get the win. 4 minutes, 1 second of action.
We're going to check our time, and we'll be back in just a moment. Smothers, Tanaka, and Jarrett end up winning in a son of a gun as our time is such that we don't really have sufficient time for another fall. Just too much. Good team. Hey, boy, how long has it been since we had a brawl like that?
Wow.
Fire, Flame, LeDuc, Hickerson, son of a gun. Unbelievable.
Interesting match. We talked about it, of course, during the match, and that is with the stipulation that promoter Eddie Marlin put on them due to things that had gone on here, and that is that they had to show up with the belts. They didn't have the belts. They couldn't wrestle on TV, and then once they got here, they had to put the belts on the line against a team that they would have no idea who they would be until they got in the ring.
Oh, the last time they said, we don't care who it is. They'll bring anybody you want to. They didn't like it when they saw LeDuc and Hickerson
come firing into that ring, and boy, as they did, then Fire and Flame went out of the ring, and they said, no, and promoter Eddie Marlin said, get in there and defend the belts, or just get out of here and keep going. They did. They end up keeping the belts, though. Now, Hickerson and Joe LeDuc won the match by disqualification. However, they wanted, there was all sorts of foreign objects in there and all of that sort of thing. The way they won it, Hickerson had the best of, I think it was Flame, one of them, Fire, okay. Yeah. Had him in an abdominal stretch, and you could hear he was giving it up. As the referee turned and went over there to ask him about it, he hit the referee, knocked him down. Well, that's automatic disqualification. Only thing, as it's always been, on disqualifications in championship matches, the belts don't change hands. Yep. So Fire and Flame are going to end up still keeping those tag championship belts, and if they have them next week, I expect they'll be back here to defend them again against, who knows, another
if they
mystery
still
team.
Got them and they're here, they'll be defending them because that's the only way they can be.
Only way they can be on TV.
Stipulation. What else do we have, David?
In addition to those matches, Akio, Sato, and Tarzan Goto defeated the team of Mike Murphy and David Haskins. It was J.T. Southern with another quick victory over Keith Eric today. 31 seconds the time as J.T. wins it. Mr. Universe, 285-pounder over Jim Jamison. It was Spike of the Mod Squad over David Baker. And it was, of course, in that expiration of time 8-man tag team match we mentioned a moment ago. Paul Diamond, Tracy Smothers, Jeff Jarrett, and Pat Tanaka. Terrific teamwork from the regular tag team partners, Jeff Jarrett and Pat Tanaka, as they defeated Juicy Johnny, Rough and Ready, and Ron Sexton. So they get the win in 4 minutes, 1 second in that expiration of time match.
You know, I was just looking with this Mid-America title thing coming up, and I'm glad that promoters were instrumental in the selection of the guys. We've got a lot of good young guys.
Good talent.
Boy,
Yes,
I
indeed.
got to tell you, we do. I like that, too, because you got to have that young blood coming up in order to assure that you're going to have great guys in the future. Hey, we're out of time. But next week, we'll have more. Hope maybe you'll be with us. Until that time, Lance Russell saying bye-bye, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of Championship Wrestling.